with them. Who did that?
The prophet
At their time. Oh my goodness. So the prophet at their time. Wait, relax.
Hey there, that's me. You might be wondering, how did all this panic mode begin? Well, I'm gonna have to take you to the very first part of the video. Well, not necessarily, because there's a part one of the video, but you might want to stay in part two, because, this is the best part. Let the dilemma begin.
Good. And then in terms of, I think we're all over the place. You remember where we were, like, my whole point about Paul and Muhammad? That's like my whole point right
Okay.
now. You said that, in a way, Paul is unreliable because he never met Jesus. My whole point is, if you're going to hold that criteria, Muhammad is also unreliable.
So
Like,
my point is,
what makes Muhammad more reliable than Paul?
well, he's a prophet.
Says who?
Says the Quran.
Okay, the Bible also says Paul is an apostle. So what's up?
And
No. You said the Bible was given to Jesus. So
Hey, I said what?
I mean, the
Well,
Bible, the gospel
the
was
Bible-
to Jesus, right?
Uh-huh. You said what? I said what?
The Bible was given to Jesus, right?
I never said the gospel was sent to Jesus. I never said
Then
that.
who else? The gospel.
I never said that.
so we believe
Mhm.
that the Injil, the gospel,
The gospel was written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You guys believe the gospel was sent to Jesus, not me.
I mean, listen.
Jesus is the gospel, dog. For me, not for
I said, Muhammad was a prophet, right? You
yes,
said Paul was what?
an apostle.
You said he was a prophet.
no.
What? It don't mean anything. Apostle, prophet. He's still a servant of God. It don't mean anything. He serves God just like how a prophet serves God. So what's up? No, they all serve God, though.
No.
Okay.
That
Good.
means
So
they're on the same
why
page.
we believe that Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is he's the final messenger, and then the Quran was revealed with Gabriel, an angel, as the intermediary. And then you said, what did you say? For you, who was the intermediary?
Open the page. I'll wait.
No.
Oh, my bad. No, guys, stop.
No, let's continue. So, brother, let's continue.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
Hold on. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's your boy, Lasana.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So we said Gabriel is the intermediary. Who was the intermediary?
I want to ask you a question.
That's my point. Like, who was the
good?
intermediary?
Let me ask you a question. Here's my point. When God revealed himself to Moses, who was the intermediary?
When God, no one was the intermediary.
I thought there had to be an intermediary for someone to be reliable.
Well, that was from God. Directly.
That is my point. Jesus is God for me, so he was the. It don't matter, bro.
Okay, I think that
It seems
I
you're not.
don't think we can.
Good. That's
come to an
good.
Then
That's
you
my
said-
point. My
so-
point is, wait, relax.
So
That
God
is what you
directly
believe. Relax.
in your words.
So I'm telling you, this
in your words,
criteria
in
doesn't
your words.
uphold.
So
if
in
you
your,
believe,
in your words, God directly gave the revelation to Paul.
Jesus, in the personhood of Christ, he gave the
Revelation to Paul.
Yes.
What you said, Paul and Jesus wasn't the same tenure, same time.
He said, I said what?
Paul and Christ, they weren't during the same time. They didn't. The Bible wasn't sent. How should I put it? He wasn't Paul wasn't. I mean, Paul wasn't not alive. He wasn't there.
So Paul didn't interact with Jesus
interaction.
Christ. And here's my point. Here's my point. Okay. Here's my point. If you're going to say that Paul didn't interact with Jesus,
Right.
so he is unreliable. Muhammad didn't interact with Jesus, so he's also unreliable.
Well, from Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he interacted with Allah through Gabriel. And then your point is, okay. I said no. That's the point. How did Paul interact with Jesus?
Through a revelation. Jesus came to him when he on his way to Damascus, when he was persecuting Christians. Jesus came to him, and when Jesus came to him, he revealed himself to him, and then he got blind. That was a revelation, right? So Jesus revealed himself to him, and then he turned away from his sins. He became a Christian. Now that is my point. To say that, that's like it's gonna go in circles. You know why?
Let me show you
Because
something.
the criteria won't also uphold from Muhammad.
Let me show you something. In terms of that, Paul, of course, he said being, normal being.
Of course, he's a person, just like Muhammad. You know?
Good. Of course.
Yeah.
But he's not a prophet.
Wait, here's my thing, bro. Why are you saying he's not a prophet? Why?
Which biblical verse shows that he's a prophet?
It says he's an apostle of Christ. He's a messenger of God. Paul is a messenger of God. Does it say that or doesn't? Does the Bible say Paul is a messenger of
For that one,
God?
I don't know. It's not my book.
You want me to show you?
You don't have to show me.
Good.
Don't
But the
show me.
Bible, I'm just trying to show you, the
Don't
Bible
show me.
says that. But look, this is going to go in circles. You know why? You know
Why?
why? Because you believe Muhammad is a prophet. And you held up a criteria. You said the person has to interact with Christ. Muhammad didn't interact with Christ, yet he made claims about him. And
Did I say the person has to do interaction with
you literally said here,
I
wait.
wasn't there.
So Paul didn't
Was
interact with Jesus
interaction?
Christ. Right.
Interaction.
And here's my point. let me okay. You said that Paul
Uh-huh.
wasn't there when Jesus was teaching, right?
Yeah.
Good. That's what you said.
Right.
And I'm saying that was Muhammad there when Jesus was teaching? Was he there?
Good. My point is, he wasn't there, but Jibril was the intermediary. So he received the message through Jibril.
And I'm telling
Good.
you.
And then you said Paul received the message through who?
From Jesus Christ.
Jesus. And how can you tell me that statement is believable?
How can you tell me your statement is
Not
believable?
only that, for a book,
Uh-huh.
it should be mass transmitted. You cannot
What do
tell
you mean?
me
What do you mean by mass
transmission, meaning there are several backing supporting the claim.
Like what?
Not maybe
Like what?
just one person come, oh, Jesus said this.
Wait, I
Then
don't
I'll
I don't
believe-
I don't get
oh,
what you
no,
mean.
No, no, let me show you.
I'm
Let's
confused.
say you say Jesus said this,
Uh-huh.
and then we believe it, then it will turn into Bible. That's what Jesus told me.
Wait, what? I don't get what you
Like
mean, though.
mass transmission. For example, how the Quran is mass transmitted.
Yeah.
There are at least 3 people and above, and then for even the Quran, it was even more than that. That they'll agree that yes, the Prophet said
The
this.
disciples agreed with Paul. All the disciples agreed with him. The disciples, Peter, they all agreed with Paul. So to say if there are people, and as a matter of fact, Paul aligns with the scriptures, bro. Like, look, bro, that's why I told you we're going to go into circles. If you're going to uphold a criteria that makes Muhammad more reliable than Paul, Muhammad will also fill the same criteria. As a matter of fact, you said Paul was 20 years after Christ. That wasn't true. It was 4 years,
I
47.
don't know
You can-
because it's not in my book.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hey, it don't matter. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
You don't-
make
you don't-
mistakes. It's
yeah.
fine. But here's my point. Muhammad was 600 years. If the same criteria applies, it means he's also unreliable.
Well, I thought mine was a divine. And so I think
exactly.
we will not. I don't think
Exactly.
we will.
But wait,
because
you know
if
one thing we can end? You know one thing about how you said the Quran said the Bible is no longer in use, right? Yet it tells Muhammad that if he's in doubt, he should go to the previous scriptures. And he also tells the polytheists that they should go to the previous scriptures to make sure they align. So if it's no longer in use, why is it telling them to go back?
Well, what we do believe that is that the Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said to him. There is another verse in the same Quran, Surah chapter 2, verse 170 something. For those woe unto those who write the book with their hands, and then they say what the
It's
book
from God.
is from God. Good, but so you cannot tell. This verse. It's a Madani verse. This verse.
If I write a book right now and I say it's the Quran, have I changed the Quran?
I don't understand.
I've changed the Quran. If I write a book right now and I go and I say this is the Quran, I haven't changed the Quran, but I have written a book and presented it as the Quran. That is what the verse is saying, bro.
So look, Allah said in the Quran, in Surah Al-Hijr, Surah chapter 15, He said, "Inna nahnu nazzalna zikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun." The Quran is the only revelation that Allah said in the Quran, that we have sent this book, this Quran, this reminder, and then wa inna lahu lahafidhun, and we will guide it, we will safeguard it until the day of judgment. That's the only book that has been safeguarded from. Nothing has been changed. Nothing has been changed.
So why is Allah telling the Jews and the Christians, or why is he telling Muhammad or the polytheists to go to a book to confirm the scriptures whilst he knows the book is corrupt?
Well, as I told you, there is abrogation.
What do you mean by that, though?
You know abrogation, yeah?
Like they changed the verse?
No, not verse change. So in the Quran, in Usul Tafsir, we have types of abrogation. We have nasakh tilawa. We have nasakh tilawa al-hukum. That means abrogation of a verse and what? And the ruling. We have nasakh al-hukum. That's abrogation of what? Nasakh al-hukum. Nasakh al-hukum. Abrogation of what? The ruling. And we have also nasakh tilawa.
That verse was chapter 15, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, yeah, continue.
Then we have nasakh tilawa. Abrogation of what? Of the verse itself. So in terms of abrogation, we can back a claim using the Quran chapter 2 being that's the verse, taking away that verse that you stated right now.
So the chapter 2 verse took away the verse in chapter 15.
Yes. It's not possible.
Okay, wait.
You
No,
do
I'm
not
not saying.
understand the Quran.
No,
Yeah.
wait, relax.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's not possible or it's possible or anything.
Okay.
So wait, in that same, let this make sense. In chapter 2, verse 79, right? You're telling me that the Quran says that let's say that perhaps the Jews have corrupted the scriptures. Okay, let's say the Quran says that.
Right.
Now, the reason why this doesn't make sense is the next verse in chapter 2, verse 85. It tells the Jews to not pick and choose between the scripture. They should take it as a whole. It gets Allah mad when they do that.
Right.
Why?